Well, today we're going to be doing boba tea. We're going to be making the pearls and also doing the milk tea as well. This one is super simple. First, we're going to start with 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar and 1.5 scoops of whatever flavor you want to use. I'm using lychee for the pearls because I think that would be pretty decent. So into a pan. Along with that, you're going to want to put 1/3 of a cup of water in the pan and turn this on to a medium heat and just let that dissolve. And once this is dissolved, we are going to let this reach a boil on the pan. Now that this is boiling, you're going to take 1/2 cup of tapioca starch and add this to your mixture and incorporate that. You can also, once you stir half of it in, turn off the heat and bring it over to the counter. Once it all clumps together, you can now take it off the pan, or off the stove, sorry. Grab your rest of your tapioca starch and add it to here and just stir it until it's semi-combined. Now that it's semi-combined, you can now dump this onto a clean surface. Put all the tapioca starch on there as well, and you're going to want to knead this until it fully combines and it's smooth. Now this is going to be pretty hot when you're doing this. Just put on some gloves, be careful, you don't want to burn yourself. But yeah, just keep doing this until most of the tapioca starch on your surface is completely incorporated and the dough becomes one solid color. Now that we got one solid color and a nice smooth tacky texture, you're going to want to roll this into a log about 10 inches long. Now that we're about 10 inches, we're going to want to cut this down the center and make 2 longer strips. Now we've got one about that long, and now we're going to start cutting our little pieces to make our pearls. Pieces like that should work, the size of about, those little mini jet puff marshmallows, about that size. Now what you want to do is want to roll these into small little balls. And now that you got all of these balled up and in the size that you want, you're going to boil these for 15 minutes. While those are cooking, you're going to want 2 cups of milk. You're going to want to put that in another pan. You're going to put that on a medium-low heat and watch that it doesn't boil. You just want to see little bubbles forming on the outside of your pot, and I'll show you what that looks like. You're looking for those kind of bubbles on the edges. Once it heats up, they will not disappear, and they should keep consistently forming. Once you have that, you will let that sit on a medium-low or medium heat for about 2 minutes. Once our 2 minutes is up, we're going to turn the heat off, and we are going to add 2 scoops of whatever kind you want to add. I'm using Guilty because I really like this flavor and can't get it anymore. You're going to mix that to incorporate it until it's fully combined. Now that that's combined, we can add this mixture into a glass that will not shatter if hot liquid goes into it. Once that's in there, you're going to want to set that in the fridge for approximately 15 minutes just to cool down. Once these are done, you'll notice that they now have like a bit of like a film on them. Let these sit in the hot water for another 5 minutes, and when they're ready, you can take them out and put them in a separate bowl. I also did cut these in the size that would fit through the shaker cup's lid, just so that we can use 1 cup and you don't have to use, a glass if you don't want to. Here we go, in a glass with some ice, you'll take a little scoop of these, throw them in the bottom, or you obviously can use your shaker cup as well if you cut them the right size. Put those into the bottom, let them sit on the ice for a little bit to cool down. And once they cool off, you can add your milk tea. And there you go. That's how you make Gamersupps into a boba tea.